Hello everyone. I'm Victoria, Omar's personal assistant. He can't be with us right now because he's busy with a client shoot, so he asked me to cover for him on this video. Today I will be showing you all the default, or built-in video effects in Adobe Premiere Pro. I will show you what each effect can do, so that you will know how and when to use them. Just a fair warning, this is a long video, so if you wish to skip to a particular video effect, see the timestamps in the video description below. But I highly recommend that you watch until the end so that you will have complete knowledge of what each video effect does. So with that being said, let's get started. First things first, we need to open up the Effects panel. If you can't see it, go to Window, and then click on Effects. Once you're on the Effects panel, we go down here to the Video Effects folder. There are about 18 default video effects folders in Premiere Pro. Some additional folders that you are seeing here are either paid or free presets and plugins that I've acquired through the years. To add an effect, simply drag and drop them directly to your video clip. And to adjust the settings, just go to Effects Control and change the values accordingly. Okay, so let's start with the Adjust folder. It has 5 effects inside the folder. The Convolution Kernel effect changes the brightness values of each pixel in the clip according to a mathematical operation known as a convolution. The Extract effect removes colors from a video clip, creating a grayscale image. The Levels effect manipulates the brightness and contrast of a clip. It combines the functions of the color balance, gamma correction, brightness and contrast, and invert effects. The Lighting Effects effect applies lighting effects on a clip with up to 5 lights to introduce creative lighting. The Proc Amp effect emulates the processing amplifier found on standard video equipment. This effect adjusts the brightness, contrast, hue, saturation, and split % of a clip's image. Okay, next is the Blur and Sharpen folder, which has 8 effects. The Camera Blur effect simulates an image leaving the focal range of the camera, blurring the clip. The Channel Blur effect blurs a clip's red, green, blue, or alpha channels individually. You can specify that the blur is horizontal, vertical, or both. The Compound Blur effect blurs pixels based on the luminance values of a control clip, also known as a blur layer or blurring map. The Directional Blur effect gives a clip the illusion of motion. The Gaussian Blur effect blurs and softens the image and eliminates noise. You can specify that the blur is horizontal, vertical, or both. Reduce Interlace Flicker is a vertical directional blur effect for an interlaced video. The Sharpen effect increases the contrast where color changes occur. The Unsharp Mask effect increases the contrast between colors that define an edge. Okay, next up is the Channel folder, which has 7 effects. The Arithmetic effect performs various simple mathematical operations on an image's red, green, and blue channels. The Blend effect blends 2 clips using one of 5 modes. After you blend clips using this effect, disable the clip you selected from the Blend with Layer menu. The Calculations effect combines the channels of one clip with the channels of another clip. The Compound Arithmetic effect mathematically combines the clip to which it's applied with a control layer. The Compound Arithmetic effect is intended only to provide compatibility with projects created in earlier versions of After Effects that use the Compound Arithmetic effect. The Invert Video effect inverts the color information of an image. The Set Matte effect replaces the alpha channel matte of a clip with a channel from a clip in a different video track. This creates traveling matte results. The Solid Composite effect offers a quick way to create a composite of a solid color behind the original source clip. Okay, next up is the Color Correction folder, which has 12 effects. The American Society of Cinematographers Color Decision List, ASC/CDL, is a format for the exchange of basic primary color grading information between equipment and software from different manufacturers. The format defines the math for three functions: slope, offset, and power. The brightness and contrast effect adjusts the brightness and contrast of an entire clip. The change color effect adjusts the hue, lightness, and saturation of a range of colors. The change to color effect changes a color you select in an image to another color using hue, saturation, and lightness (HSL) values, leaving other colors unaffected. The channel mixer effect modifies a color channel by using a mix of the current color channels. Use this effect to make creative color adjustments, not easily done with the other color adjustment tool. The color balance effect changes the amount of red, green, and blue in the shadows, mid-tones, and highlights of an image. The color balance (HLS) effect alters an image's levels of hue, luminance, and saturation. The equalize effect alters an image's pixel values to produce a more consistent brightness or color component distribution. The leaf color effect removes all colors from a clip except those similar to the color to leave effect. The Lumetri color effect allows you to make quick and advanced color adjustments to your video. You can change white balance, do color grading, and more. The tint effect alters an image's color information. For each pixel, the luminance value specifies a blend between two colors. Use the new video limiter effect to limit RGB values to meet HDTV digital broadcast specifications. We're down to the Distort Effect folder, which has 12 effects. The corner pin effect distorts an image by changing the position of each of its four corners. Use it to stretch, shrink, skew, or twist an image, or to simulate perspective or movement that pivots from the edge of a clip, such as a door opening. The lens distortion effect simulates a distorted lens through which the clip is viewed. The magnify effect enlarges all or part of an image. This effect can act like a magnifying glass placed over an area of the image, or you can use it to scale the entire image far beyond 100% while maintaining resolution. The mirror effect splits the image along a line and reflects one side onto the other. The offset effect pans the image within a clip. Visual information pushed off one side of the image appears on the opposite side. The spherize effect distorts a layer by wrapping a region of the image onto a sphere. The rolling shutter repair effect fixes the jello or warping effect when the video is panning very fast from left to right or vice versa. The transform effect applies two-dimensional geometric transformations to a clip. Apply the transform effect instead of using clip fixed effects if you want to render clip anchor point, position, scale, or opacity settings before other standard effects are rendered. The turbulent displace effect uses fractal noise to create turbulent distortions in an image. For example, use it to create flowing water, funhouse mirrors, and waving flags. The twirl effect distorts an image by rotating a clip around its center. The image is distorted more sharply in its center than at the edges, causing a whirlpool result at extreme settings. The warp stabilizer effect stabilizes motion of a shaky video. The wave warp effect produces the appearance of a wave traveling across an image. You can produce a variety of different wave shapes, including square, circular, and sine waves. Let's now go over the Generate folder, which has 12 effects. The 4-color gradient effect produces a 4-color gradient. You define the gradient by 4 effect points, the positions, and colors of which can be animated using the positions and colors controls. The cell pattern effect generates cellular patterns based on cellular noise. Use it to create static or moving background textures and patterns. The checkerboard effect creates a checkerboard pattern of rectangles, half of which are transparent. The circle effect creates either a customizable solid circle or ring. The ellipse effect simply draws an ellipse. The eyedropper fill effect applies a sampled color to the source clip. This effect is useful for quickly picking a solid color from a sample point on the original clip, or picking a color value from one clip and using blend modes to apply this color to a second clip. Use the grid effect to create a customizable grid. Render this grid in a color matte or as a mask in the alpha channel of the source clip. The lens flare effect simulates the refraction caused by shining a bright light into the camera lens. The lightning effect creates lightning bolts, Jacob's ladders, and other electrical visuals between two specified points in a clip. The lightning effect is automatically animated without keyframes across the time range of the clip. The paint bucket effect is a non-destructive paint effect that fills an area with a solid color. The ramp effect creates a color gradient. You can create linear or radial ramps and vary the position and colors of the ramp over time. The write-on effect animates strokes on a clip. For example, you can simulate the action of handwriting of cursive text or signatures. Up next, the image control folder, which has 5 effects. The black and white effect converts any color clip to grayscale, that is, colors appear as shades of gray. The color balance RGB effect changes the amount of red, green, and blue in a clip. The color pass effect converts a clip to grayscale, with the exception of a single specified color. Use the color pass effect to highlight a particular area of a clip. The color replace effect replaces all occurrences of a selected color with a new color, preserving any gray levels. The gamma correction effect lightens or darkens a clip without substantially changing the shadows and highlights. Let's now go to the keying folder, which has 9 effects. Use the alpha adjust effect in place of the opacity effect when you need to change the default render order of fixed effects. The color key effect keys out all image pixels that are similar to a specified key color. This effect modifies only the alpha channel of a clip. The difference matte effect creates transparency by comparing a source clip with a difference clip, and then keying out pixels in the source image that match both the position and color in the difference image. The image matte key effect keys out areas of a clip's image based on the luminance values of a still image clip, which serves as a matte. The Luma key effect keys out all the regions of a layer with a specified luminance or brightness. The non-red key effect creates transparency from green or blue backgrounds. This key is similar to the blue screen key effect, but it also lets you blend 2 clips. The remove matte effect removes color fringes from clips that are pre-multiplied with a color. The track matte key reveals one clip, background clip, through another, superimposed clip, using a third file as a matte that creates transparent areas in the superimposed clip. This effect requires 2 clips and a matte, each placed on its own track. The ultra key effect is a type of chroma key effect to make selected areas of a clip transparent based on pixel colors. Okay, next up, the noise and grain folder. It has 6 effects. The dust and scratches effect reduces noise and defects by changing dissimilar pixels within a specified radius to be more like their neighboring pixels. The median effect replaces each pixel with a pixel that has the median color value of neighboring pixels with the specified radius. The noise effect randomly changes pixel values throughout the image. The noise alpha effect adds noise to the alpha channel. The noise HLS effect generates static noise in clips that use still or moving source footage. The noise HLS auto effect automatically creates animated noise. Both effects offer various types of noise that can be added to the hue, saturation, or lightness of a clip. Let's skip the obsolete folder, as it mostly contains legacy video effects that are no longer used because they have already been updated or replaced by a similar effect. So let's move on to the perspective folder, which has 5 effects. The basic 3D effect manipulates a clip in 3D space. You can rotate an image around horizontal and vertical axes and move it toward or away from you. The Bevel Alpha effect adds a beveled edge and lights to the alpha boundaries of an image, often giving 2D elements a 3D appearance. The Bevel Edges effect gives a chiseled and lighted 3D appearance to the edges of an image. The Drop Shadow effect adds a shadow that appears behind the clip. The Radial Shadow effect creates a shadow from a point light source over the clip it's applied to, rather than from an infinite light source, as with the Drop Shadow effect. Next is the Stylize folder, which has 13 effects. The Alpha Glow effect adds color around the edges of a masked alpha channel. You can have a single color either fade out or change to a second color as it moves away from the edge. The Brush Strokes effect applies a rough painted look to an image. The Color Emboss effect works like the emboss effect, without suppressing the image's original colors. The emboss effect sharpens the edges of objects in the image and suppresses colors. The Find Edges effect identifies the areas of the image that have significant transitions and emphasizes the edges. The Mosaic effect fills a clip with solid color rectangles, pixelating the original image. The Posterize effect lets you specify the number of tonal levels, or brightness values, for each channel in an image. The Replicate effect divides the screen into tiles and displays the whole image in each tile. The Roughen Edges effect roughs up the edges of a clip's alpha channel by using calculations. The Solarize effect creates a blend between a negative and positive image, causing the image to appear to have a halo. The Strobe Light effect performs an arithmetic operation on a clip, or makes the clip transparent at periodic or random intervals. The Texturize effect gives a clip the appearance of having the texture of another clip. The Threshold effect converts grayscale or color images to high contrast, black and white images. Okay, we're now on the Time folder, which only has 2 effects. The Echo effect combines frames from different times in a clip. The Echo effect has a variety of uses, from a simple visual echo to streaking and smearing effects. The Posterize Time effect locks a clip to a specific frame rate. Posterize Time is useful on its own as a special effect, but it also has more subtle uses. Next is the Transform folder, which has 5 effects. Auto Reframe effect adjusts your video clips so that the action of a scene is never out of frame, even when you need to reformat your video for another aspect ratio. The Crop effect trims pixels from the edges of a clip. The left, top, right, and bottom properties specify what percentage of the image to remove. The Edge Feather effect lets you vignette the video in a clip by creating a soft black border on all 4 sides. The Horizontal Flip effect reverses each frame in a clip from left to right, however, the clip still plays in a forward direction. The Vertical Flip effect flips a clip upside down. Keyframes cannot be applied to this effect. The Transition folder has 5 video effects. The Block Dissolve effect makes a clip disappear in random blocks. The Gradient Wipe effect causes pixels in the clip to become transparent based on the luminance values of corresponding pixels in another video track, called the gradient layer. The Linear Wipe effect performs a simple linear wipe of a clip in a specified direction. The Radial Wipe effect reveals an underlying clip using a wipe that circles around a specified point. The Venetian Blinds effect reveals an underlying clip using strips of specified direction and width. The Utility Effects folder only has 1 effect, which is the Cinean Converter. The Cinean Converter effect provides a high degree of control over color conversions of Cinean frames. And last but not least, the Video folder. It has 4 effects. The Clip Name effect overlays the clip name display on your video to make pinpointing scenes and collaborating with team members and clients easier. The Standard Dynamic Range SDR Conform effects converts a HDR video to SDR video. The Simple Text effect simply overlays a text on a video clip. The timecode effect overlays a timecode display on your video to make pinpointing scenes and collaborating with team members and clients easier. And those were all the built-in video effects in Adobe Premiere Pro. If you stayed this long, congratulations! You definitely gained new knowledge about Adobe Premiere Pro. Which effect do you find most useful? Which one do you use often? Comment down below and let's discuss. In reality, you will only be using a couple of video effects on your project. So take note of the effects that you like, and make a custom bin for all your commonly used video effects. To learn more about what each video effect can do, go ahead and visit helpx.adobe.com. I'll post a link down on the description. And if you find this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and click on the bell icon to turn on notifications. On behalf of Omar, I'm Victoria, thank you for watching.